Hello, my fellow multi-rotor enthusiast. Batson FPV here, and I'm gonna show you, I guess what you'd call a hack on a Foxeer Arrow camera. Here recently, my fellow teammate Tommy Tornado hit a air gate, and the FPV cam went out. And took me a minute to figure out what was wrong with it. I took it apart, and due to the impact, it had literally knocked the sensor off the board, and it had broke the little solder joints right across there. And if I remember right, it actually had broke them loose on both sides. And if you're like me, I don't have $40 to put out every time a camera gets broke. So I kind of went back and did a little bit of research on how to add some durability to a FPV cam. And I found some information I was looking for, and I thought I'd make a little video and throw it back out there into the internet void, and bring it back into thought with some of you guys. I know a lot of you are using this type of camera now because it has a built-in OSD, and it's a really nice feature and a nice little camera. Okay, and what you want to do is, of course, take the back off your camera and get the board out of the camera. Be very gentle and cautious of this sensor glass. You don't want to get anything on that. Of course, it will basically ruin it, and you will see it in the picture then in the video. I went to my local building materials supply down the road, Lowe's. Got some Gorilla Glue 5-minute epoxy, just basic epoxy stuff. You get hardware store, building supplies, etc. Then you want to take and put you out 2 equal amounts of it. You want to mix it very thoroughly. Then maybe get you something like a toothpick or something finer, where you can get down in there on that edge. And what you want to do is get you a little bit of epoxy on your toothpick or your small tipped item, etc. And you want to put some right there on the line of those soldered connections. Where it's basically coating those connections on the little connectors themselves and against the board surface. Doing both sides of that. Okay, there's a little crystal right here, and usually the 2 little wires that hold it are pretty fragile also. Being that you got plenty of epoxy mixed up here, it doesn't hurt to secure that a little better also. And just take you a little bit of epoxy there and just dab around that, kind of giving that some support is what you're doing. You don't want to have any out there on that edge, because then you kind of have a hard time getting it to go back into the case. As you see, I got some like I said, being cautious that you don't get anything on the glass of that sensor. Then of course let it lay around for 5+ minutes and let that stuff cure good. Then you can reassemble your camera. Real simple thing to do to add some durability to the Foxeer Arrow cams. Like I said, you know, Thomas took one out just hitting the gate, and I really didn't even thought he hit it very hard, but obviously it was enough to knock that sensor off the board, and hence that was $40 down the drain. So I got right on looking, researching that back again, and bringing back to my memory the what I had noticed to do to add some strength to those. Maybe this helps some out. If it does, like and subscribe my channel. Burn up the skies.